What's up YouTube? This is the continuation of one of my previous videos in which I have told you about foundational 5x5 routine, the one that builds strength and power from head to toe. So if you don't know about foundational 5x5, then click the link in the description and it will take you to there. All in all, if you are someone who doesn't know where to start as a beginner or intermediate to see the results, then 5x5 will be something for you. So either you can start by doing what I've told in that video, or you can start by doing what I'm saying in this video and what I called Aniket's 5x5. And I've created this based on the foundational 5x5. And I don't do that now, but I've done it for 7 months and it took me from there to here. So yeah, I have the skin in the game. So let's jump into the routine. So in the routine, what I do on week 1, I do it on week 3, 5, 7, 9 and so on. What I do on week 2, I do it on week 4, 6, 8, 10 and so on. Every week there are 5 workout days and 2 rest days. So on the rest days, you can either take the rest or you can do stretching. I personally have done stretching, foam rolling or sometimes just the rest. My workout days were from Tuesday to Saturday. On the day 1 of week 1, I start off with some dynamic stretchings, just to pump the blood into my muscles that get stiff during the long work day. And yes, I perform my workouts after my job. And once the dynamic stretching is done, I go onto the rack and perform one warm-up set of barbell squats with 60% of my working weights. And once the warm-up set is done, then my actual workout starts. And I perform my workouts in a form of superset, meaning I perform one barbell squat followed up with one leg curl and then 2 minutes of rest. Then I do again barbell squat, but this time followed up with leg extension and then 2 minutes of rest. And now 2 sets are done. The third set of barbell squat is followed up with leg curl. Fourth set of barbell squat is followed up with leg extension. And finally, the fifth one is followed up with leg curl. For squats, I choose the weight which restrict me to around 5 to 6 reps. And for leg curls and leg extensions, I choose the weight that restrict me around 8 to 10 reps. After that, I move to bench press and I perform 5 sets of 5 reps with around 2 minutes of rest. I do not superset it. I have tried it, I have experimented it, but it didn't work for me. I found that I'm failing in the last few sets of my workout. So I stopped supersetting it with other exercises. And once my 5 sets of 5 reps of bench press is done, I perform a superset of a chest fly and incline push-up and choose a weight that restrict me to around 8 to 10 reps for 3 sets. After chest, I move to my back and perform one set of barbell bent over rows, followed up with back hinge for my lower back, and then 2 minutes of rest. And after that 2 minutes of rest, I again perform one set of barbell bent over rows, but this time I follow up with lat pull down, and then 2 minutes of rest. And now 2 sets are done. The third set of barbell bent over rows is followed up with back hinge, fourth is followed up with lat pull down, and finally the fifth is followed up with back hinge again. And this time I choose the weight for barbell bent over rows that restrict me to around 5 to 6 reps. And for back hinge and lat pull down, I choose the weight that restrict me to around 8 to 10 reps. And this sums up my day 1 on week 1. On the day 2 of week 1, I focus on my arms. I start off with a warm up, and once that's done, I do a dumbbell bicep curl followed up with tricep dips and lateral raises. I choose a weight that restrict me to around 6 to 8 reps. And once these 3 exercises are done back to back, I take a 2 minutes of break and continue doing it for 3 times in total. After that's done, I jump onto the hammer curls, followed up with skull crushers, and then 2 minutes of rest. So 3 sets of 6 to 8 reps for hammer curls and skull crushers. And after that, I do reverse curls, followed up with tricep overhead extensions and rear delt flies, and then 2 minutes of rest. And similar to other ones, I do 3 sets for 6 to 8 reps for this combo as well. And this sums up my day 2 of week 1. On the day 3 of week 1, I start off with some dynamic stretchings, just to pump the blood into my muscles that get stiff during the long work day. And after that's done, I go to the rack and perform one warm-up set of barbell squats with 60% of my working weight. Again, I do my workouts in a form of superset, but this time I switch things up. So unlike day 1 on week 1, I perform one set of barbell squats followed up with leg extension, not with leg curl, and then 2 minutes of rest. And after first set, I perform one more set of barbell squats, and this time I follow up with leg curl, and then 2 minutes of rest. And now 2 sets are done. And the third set of barbell squat is followed up with leg extension. The fourth barbell squat is followed up with leg curl. And finally, the fifth one is followed up with leg extension. So again, I choose the weight for barbell squats that restrict me to around 5 to 6 reps. And for leg extension and leg curl, I choose a weight that restrict me to around 8 to 10 reps. After this, I move to shoulder presses and perform 5 sets of 5 reps with around 2 minutes of rest. And like chest presses, I don't superset it. So just 5 sets of 5 reps. After shoulder presses, I move to my back and perform 1 set of deadlifts followed up with hip hinge for my glutes and then 2 minutes of rest. And once the 2 minutes of rest is complete, I perform again deadlifts, but this time I don't follow up with any other exercise, just a deadlift and rest. And once the second set is done, the third set is followed up with hip hinge and then 2 minutes of rest. The fourth set of deadlift is followed up with nothing, just the rest. And finally, the fifth one is followed up with hip hinge. And again, for deadlifts, I choose the weight that restrict me to around 5 to 6 reps. And for hip hinge, I choose the weight that restrict me to around 8 to 10 reps. Now on day 4 of week 1, I again focus on my arms. But this time, I switch things up. Meaning, I do tricep exercises before bicep exercises. Just to create the balance between the two. And try doing it. If you're someone who have always done one muscle group before the other, try switching it up. Do the second first. Do the second first. And you will find that you are seeing a different kind of strength that you have never found before. So I start off with a warm-up, and once that's done, I perform the exact same exercises that I have done on day 2 of week 1. Just the difference is, I do triceps before biceps. Everything else is the same. The sets, the reps, the rest. And finally, on day 5 of week 1, I do exactly what I've done on day 1 of week 1. Same order, same everything. And now we are moving to week 2. So on week 2's day 1 and day 5, I do exactly the same thing that I've done on day 3 of week 1. And on day 2 and day 4 of week 2, I do exactly the same thing I have done on day 2 and day 4 of week 1. And finally, on day 3 of week 2, I do exactly the same thing that I have done on day 1 of week 1. And this sums up my second week. And after getting hard on myself for 2 weeks in a row, I deload the weight by 30% for compound lifts, which means that everything else remains the same, just the weight for barbell squats, bench presses, bent over rows, shoulder presses and deadlifts goes down by 30% every third week. I've noticed that this gives me time to recover while getting stronger at the same time. And that sums up Aniket's workout routine that he followed for 7 months. You might need to rewatch this video just to make this routine sink in. I have tried to explain this routine as simply as I can. So if you understood it, then give this video a thumbs up. It will help me for free. And remember that workout routines aren't to be changed every month. Learn this routine, stick to it for 5, 6, 12 months and see the results yourself. And I am so confident that this routine will gonna work for you that I ask you to click a picture of yourself before you start this routine, because you're gonna compare both before and after picture that will show the amazing progress that you will be having in the upcoming months. Not only you will look good in picture, but you will see that the weight is stacking up the barbell as you continue to grow stronger and powerful. That's it. Done.